Well, joining us now is our good friend Stuart Spencer. He's with Advanced Ear Care and a longtime supporter of our community. And you've been a longtime business owner in this area as well.
Wow, 34 years.
Amazing.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
I mean, I was going back through some of the stuff the other day, some of our archive photos. I was like, oh my gosh, I had hair.
Exactly. Well, I remember I used to work at the Towers, and I started there in 1980.
Wow.
And Moulton here was just a dark 2-lane road.
Exactly.
And you felt like, as a matter of fact, I did. I broke down once, and then I'm like, I'm out of nowhere.
Where do you go?
You don't have a cell phone back then, and there was hardly anything out here. And you came in about what, 85, 86?
Yeah, 84. So obviously, since it really built up.
Yeah.
We've been there. We're still here to help people hear better.
Yeah. Well, that plaza has really had their center. It's the Willow Tree Center. It's had some changes, obviously, in the many years that you've been there.
That's right.
But you all have been there and been a kind of an anchor for that center for all these years.
That's for sure. I tell people today, we have plenty of free parking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, there's talk. I know the city's always been talking. The old bank building was going to be a drive-through Starbucks or something.
Yeah.
And then
coffee, tea, and me.
Exactly.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
So they're working on it. I expect a full facelift there. We're not the kind of business where people, go shopping and then say, oh gosh, maybe I should pick up a hearing aid today.
Right. Exactly.
They come to us and, they know us through, their doctors or friends or, that type of thing. So, we're real happy with where we're at. And, gosh, we've got all the full facilities there to help people with just about every kind of hearing need they have.
And the bus actually drops off right there as well. So
every bus line there is.
Convenient.
Yeah, it's really convenient for them. And the ramp goes right down to our front door.
Nice.
So.
Very good.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that newsletter. I know you're really proud of that, and that's something that you put together and send out once a month.
That's right. That's been a real staple for us. People come in, we always write about our dog, my dog Buddy, my wife hates my dog. So people always get a kick out of those stories, and there's plenty of them, I can tell you. And just good, fun articles, but, there's so much information always evolving with hearing aids and hearing loss and hearing and checking hearing. This way we just keep people informed.
Yeah.
It's not advertising stuff, it's just good solid information that they can rely on and read about and, improve their hearing, and it also helps the other people that interact with them, the spouses and how they can talk to them and just information about, where they can sit in restaurants and how they can adjust hearing aids and new technologies that may be available to help them in certain areas of their life. So it's really been a great format for us.
Right. Well, I have to tell you this. I had recommended you to my good friend Jim Young.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So Jim, for the last 10 years, he was hard to talk to because he couldn't hear. And he's stubborn, so he didn't want, it was hard to engage him in conversation, and usually when I see him it's with a large family group.
There you go.
And it was difficult. In the last couple of years, because he went and saw you, now he's engaging, he's walking around, he's working the room like he used to. And it really does change you socially, not just for them, but their family members and friends.
Boy, we hear it all the time, how people just start to become more and more isolated and just kind of sit there and not say anything. And and these people have great personalities, really social people. And they start to hear better, they just really just automatically engage more, and they're just, it's easier to have a conversation than carrying it on. Yeah, and Jim's a wonderful guy. Thank you for that. He's really
well, I know his wife Deanne appreciates it as well.
Of course. But we see that a lot.
That's the frustration.
Yeah, people wait and wait. The average person waits about 7 to 10 years from when they first notice hearing loss to when they go get something to help them.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. Then they get it, they're like, oh my gosh, I should have done this years ago.
Right. It's almost like getting that pair of glasses or even LASIK. It's like, oh my gosh, everything is really this bright. And it's the same way with hearing.
That's right.
Yeah,
right. It really turns it back on for them.
Well, you work with most insurances.
We do.
Throughout the country?
We have so many insurance contracts. Here locally and. The national contracts, even, Michigan, New York, we have a lot of them. We've been here a long time. And, many offices around today don't have those older contracts, like we have, that were way back with Blue Shield, Blue Cross, some of the more larger ones, Anthem, of course, today. Almost everybody that, offers any kind of hearing aid benefit at all, SCAN, United Healthcare, all those type of opportunities. We're a provider. So,
absolutely.
So we can take advantage of that opportunity and help them out to reduce the cost because, gosh, hearing aids are expensive.
Absolutely, yeah, they are. And the best thing is that you've been around for so long that you do know all those providers. So, if someone in our community that's been around here for 25 years like ourselves, and, you can work with their provider and their insurance carrier and help them out.
You bet. We do all that billing for them, and they don't have to do any of it. And we just take care of all of that. And, who likes paperwork?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about hearing aid technology. I know in our community, the Hearing Impaired Club has really been active, and we actually have a hearing loop in most, community rooms, and that's so important nowadays. And nowadays, you don't really have to wear the lanyard. You can just kind of tune in your hearing aid, I guess.
That's right.
And that's nice.
It's really incredible. Yeah. Technology is just blowing my mind. I was just at a technology conference in Las Vegas just for hearing aids back in January, and these things are getting incredible, right? I wear this type of hearing aid over the ear.
Okay.
This hearing aid connects to my Bluetooth.
Right.
If I hit a button, it connects to the loops like you're talking about in the clubhouses or Lorster Hall and the towers, right? Many other places are starting to look at having loops just because it's becoming a more popular idea. It's an age-old idea. It's like a 50-year-old, feature.
It's basically a wire around a room, right?
Exactly. But, it works so well.
Yeah.
But the technology is mind-blowing. In this technology summit, there's a company called Braggy that's coupled with Audibel and Starkey Technologies, and they're starting to develop what they call wearables, which are hearing aids even for people, hearing devices, I'll say, that are for people that don't even have hearing loss. So it does all your Fitbit stuff.
Oh, really?
It measures your blood pressure, how many steps you take a day, the calories you're burning.
Wow.
And check this out. So now they're starting to put sensors on them to where they can even monitor your overall health. And they have a little commercial there they show where somebody kind of has a stroke, and it sends out a call to the 911 and to their emergency contacts at the same time.
Amazing.
So they get help without even doing anything.
Isn't that something?
It's just like
That's
fascinating.
Amazing.
Fascinating.
I was just going to ask you, will it answer the phone? And now it's going to save your life.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. But the phone's a simple one today.
Right.
It's a direct. I answer my Apple iPhone. I hear it right in both my hearing aids, and I've worn hearing aids about 4 years. And they're just remarkable. The technology today is clearer, more comfortable, and just faster, smarter processors. These engineers are really figuring it out, and getting the processing power in the hearing aid so we get clarity, right? Everybody always says, Stuart, I hear people speaking to me, but I just can't understand the speech. Well, now we're really helping them with that understanding piece that's eluded us for so long.
Yeah, I think especially when you're in a large room, like a dinner or something,
you bet.
You just amplify the whole room. You don't really hear who's speaking in front of you. And nowadays they've had that pretty much nailed down.
Right. Now, with directional hearing aid technology, we can be sitting in a room like this that's pretty quiet, and we, go over and open the door to like a loud restaurant, and like 300 milliseconds, the back microphones turn off so you hear better in front of you, and it drops that background noise. So it helps that whole speech to noise ratio.
Right.
So the speech pops out, the background noise fades to the back. And guess what? If you're in a loud restaurant and you're hearing clearly, the background noise isn't an issue anymore.
Right.
So it really all changes the game.
Yeah. Let's talk about your office as well. I know you have sometimes some different faces of people that are working there. It's because it's really a training office as well. Tell us how that process works, and who are the people that are being trained in your office?
It's really kind of a compliment to us. Other people have come in, other businesses have come in and seen the way we operate on a lot of different levels. Our customer care, our follow-up care, how we really go through the whole fitting process and verifying the results of people's hearing loss. So, they've sent in individuals that are either kind of midway through their careers or just beginning their careers in fitting hearing aids, and so we're training a lot of those people, and it's a hoot. It's fun to share the knowledge, and some of the old school stuff that they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that. You know, and so we do a lot of training. So people may see some different faces around there, but all really good, solid, caring people that are looking to improve their skills. So we do a lot of training for other businesses.
Yeah, that's incredible when other businesses look to you to help train their employees.
It's a compliment.
It's definitely a compliment to you and your organization. Well, a lot of people can go and get a lot of information regarding your operation from advancedearcare.com. Very easy to see, and obviously we'll be seeing some of your commercials here on the networks as well, so that's always nice to see you on television.
You bet. One other place they can catch us actually is on WebMD.
Okay.
Through Starkey Technologies.
Yeah.
Any of your listeners can go right on that website and even test their own hearing.
Wow.
It's kind of fun.
That is nice to have, right? Well, you're going to be over there at the Willow Tree Center. You're probably going to be there another, 35
10 years,
or so.
yeah, at least.
That sounds great. Well, we want to encourage people, if you have any trouble with your hearing, or if you have a family member especially, And I tell you what, again, I just want to bring up Jim Young. He was so stubborn about going over and talking to somebody, and finally he did, and it really did change his life, and it changed the life of his children and his family. So that was nice to see and experience with him as well. It just changes their lives. You know, you just need to make that step and go out and do that.
You bet.
Yeah. Well, be sure and give them a call or actually visit their website. You can go to advancedearcare.com or even pick them up on WebMD, and you'll be able to get some information regarding that. Their phone number is 830-5330, and again, they're located right here in the Willow Tree Center, right across the street from us, and accessible again through the Laguna Woods bus transportation.
You bet. Well, thanks so much
for joining us. It's great to see you again.
It's good to be back.
I hope to see you again soon.
We will.
We'll be back with more of our program right after this.